Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Asian Goomba, and we are back with a 6 Samurai deck profile update for this format. I know this format's pretty much done, but I wanted to get my ideas out there. This video's probably not going to get very many views, but yeah. So the reason why I was doing this is I'm bored. There's nothing to do, so I decided to give you guys an update. And the reason being also because I got a couple cool cards over the last couple months, so I wanted to put those in my deck so I could make this profile for you guys. So let's get started. All right. So we have 3 copies of Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. He is the tuner monster that you want to use to get out all your amazing synchros, and he's also a 6 Samurai, which is also pretty cool. And good, like you can use a double-edged sword technique and stuff like that. And then also he's got a pretty good effect that no one seems to care about. Most people just use him to go for the synchro. But then 2 copies of Elder. Elder is actually probably I wanted to run 3 of him, but 2 is enough, I guess. After playtesting for a little bit. But Elder is very useful. I like to use him. Like, usually asceticism helps get him out and stuff like that. 2 copies of Kaigeki, and that's pretty standard. 3 copies is never good. Most 6 Samurai players know that. Because if you draw into him when you have nothing in your hand, then he's garbage. No offense, Kaigeki, but you're awesome. You're still awesome. 3 copies of 6 Samurai Kizan. Sorry, the glare. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, I'll keep my hand here. So yeah, 6 Samurai Kizan. He's useful for getting out big monsters like the big synchros and stuff. 1 copy of Grandmaster. Let's see. 1 copy of Inishi. 1 copy of Hand. Grandmaster obviously only at 1 because you can only run 1 anyway. Inishi is awesome, but you can't spam him out like Kizan, so that's why I'm only gonna run one copy of him. And because he's a compulse, it's amazing. So you can't not run him. So, Hand is basically your Gravekeeper's descendant. That's why Hand is pretty good. As long as you can swarm the field, then you're good with Hand. 1 copy of 6 Samurai Zanji. Basically, I don't know how you say it. Like if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Bam, you'll know what I mean. It's kind of like your sneak monster, except he'll commit suicide. 1 copy of Iru. Pretty good. Get rid of those stuff like morphing jars and stuff. And then I like to be creative, so I decided to throw my one copy of Grand Soil. Because you run 9 Earth monsters in this deck. Grand Soil is like a monster reborn, so that's why Grand Soil is amazing. I think it's kind of weird that the Elemental Lords, like Windrose, I thought was gonna be kind of like just add any wind monster to your hand, just like kind of like Tempest is add any dragon monster to your hand. Because a Blaster was destroy a monster, but then what's his name? I forget the Pyrorex. That's it. The fire Elemental Lord was destroy, and then both players take damage. And then I think the water one was you can special summon. So sorry, it's I think you can discard up to 2 cards from your opponent's hand, but then title is just send 1 card from your deck to the graveyard. So that's kind of interesting. So that's gonna wrap it up for the monsters. I think it's 16 monsters if I'm not mistaken. You guys can count if you want, but I mean numbers don't really matter to me in terms of the decks. In terms of life points, yes, obviously, but. Alright, so for the spells, I run 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. Obviously, you can't run more than that. 3 copies of Shan's Smoke Signal. Obviously, kind of unnecessary. Very important. 2 copies of 6 Samurai United. Pot of Greed, obviously. Unbanned one. So, 2 copies of Shin's Dojo. These are still replacing my, asceticism, which I only have 1 of. If you guys have if you have asceticisms, I'd like them to be nice. 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, because I get scared of back row really easily, so Mystical Space Typhoon is useful for me. And then 1 copy of Dark Hole, because I'm scared of monsters. Sometimes I might need it. 1 copy of Forbidden Dress to protect my Xian, and 1 copy of Forbidden Lance also to protect Xian, and sometimes other stuff. But actually, you guys, this deck is actually mainly, I want to just lock down with Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion. That's actually the main purpose, not Xian. Xian's only there if I can't get Beast out, like if I'm using Kaigeki to get it. So for the trap lineup, that was also 16 spells, I believe, or no, 15. Sorry, I'm not quite sure. You guys know. But for the traps, I mean, I didn't get really too cool stuff. It's pretty much the same though. But 1 copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 copy of Compulsory Evacuation Device, 2 copies of Mirror Force, because I think Mirror Force is amazing. So that's, you can see, I think, yeah, that's Bottomless, right? Yeah, I think Mirror Force is pretty awesome. Let's see, and then 2 copies of Musakage Magatama, the 6 Samurai Infernity Barrier thing. That's probably the best card to stop everything. That's like my Solemn Warning. It's everything. 2 copies of Fiendish Chain. So yeah, I think Musakage Magatama still pretty cool. I mean, I don't have 3 copies, but it's good enough at 2. I wouldn't say 3 is necessary though. Then last 3 cards, which I do run a 41 card deck, is 3 copies of Double-Edged Sword Technique, mainly because it's pretty much Monster Reborn times 2, and it's a quick play. So it's pretty good in this deck, especially because I was thinking about like using cards to just dump everything in the graveyard, and then just use Double-Edged Sword Technique to give it back. But because then just go for the Amazing Synchros. So that's gonna wrap it up for the traps. Now moving on to the extra deck. I'm not gonna go through the side this time because the side. Well, the one thing I will want to say is that the side is actually kind of hilarious, I would say. Okay, so I run 1 copy. I'll just do the side anyway. 1 copy of Neospatian Grand Mole, 1 copy of Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, 1 copy of DD Crow, and 1 Thunder King. 2 copies of Soul Taker, which is actually not bad. Let's see. My side deck doesn't have that much hate. It's just for fun. Because I don't use this to go in tournaments anyway. So 2 copies of Dust Tornado, because I'm still scared of back row. Let's see. 2 copies of Magic Cylinder, which is pretty awesome. 1 copy of Draining Shield, which is also basically the opposite of Magic Cylinder. 1 copy of Soul Drain to stop the dragons. And then here are the funny cards. 1 copy of Divine Wrath, just cause, like, it's just completely random and fun to use. Let's get rid of that Draco stack anyway. And then here's probably the best card in the deck. 2 copies of Compulsory Escape Device. Now this card is actually the MVP of an important duo I had long ago. So I decided to just shove those in, because it's actually basically a compulsory evacuation device for any extra deck monsters, XYZ, Synchros, fusions, anything like that, and or anything that has a hard, difficult summoning condition. So now, actually moving on to the extra deck. 1 copy of Naturia Beast and 1 copy of Naturia Barkion. Lock down those spells and traps. Stop your opponent. That's probably the main point. And if this format is not really spellbook heavy, but you go up against spellbooks. Game 2, you just okay, Elder, Kagemusha, Synchro, Naturia Beast, good game, basically. Now for some other Synchros, rank 8, level 8s, I've got 1 copy of Colossal Fighter, 1 copy of Red Dragon Archfiend. Get rid of like set monsters. It's actually not bad for that purpose. 1 copy of Scrap Dragon, which is amazing. 1 copy of Stardust, and level 6s I have also Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, just to be there anyway, and just to be there and be there. sometimes just be a beat stick. Even though Nigeria Barkion is pretty much enough. Anyway, so now moving on into XYZs. I have one copy of Blade Armor Ninja, one copy of Heroic Champion Excalibur. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's amazing. There you go, you can see it. There, that's better, I think. It's actually pretty awesome. And by the way, guys, I am getting a new video camera soon, I think. So, one copy of that. One copy of Maestro the Symphony Jin, because he's amazing. One copy of Utopia to be there. When rank 3s, I have one copy of Leviathan Dragon, one copy of Acid Golem, one copy of Zenmain. So that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, I forgot one thing. Oh yeah, okay. You're probably wondering, where's my Shien, right? Because, I mean, 6 Samurai's best card in the deck is probably Shien. Now, yeah, I actually do have a Shien, but I actually forgot to run, because I had to grab this real quick. I actually run 4 copies of Shien. So, yeah, I think I forgot to put that in. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. If you, in the comment section below, leave the name of a card that you run 4 copies of. Mine, it would be Shien. I think someone was running like 5 Pot of Greeds. Someone was at a local tournament. I saw someone was running 4 copies of Graceful Charity. They ran also 3 copies of Exodia Head, 5 copies of the leg, and then of one of the legs, then 1 copy of the other one, and forgot the other arm. But yeah, I think yeah, leave that name of the card. But yeah, I think hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. I've already said that. And my turn. It's your turn. Go.